Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Never Dies. I'm going to be doing this metal tag here that's been going around. And this is done by Heavy Metal Urgy. So let's get this going right away. So number one, hype. Name a release you're anticipating in 2025. I'm actually hoping for a New Testament album. Hopefully that comes out later on this year. I'm really looking forward to that. Maybe Shadows Falls new album. I'm kind of looking forward to that, but nothing that I really know concrete yet, like what's coming out. There's nothing really anticipating that I know that's coming out so far. So let's go to question number two. Show the 25th item LP CD of your choice in your collection. So I ended up going from the first row of my CD collection, and I end up grabbing Sugar here, Colossus. Yeah, man, I am Colossus. Killer album. It was back in 2012. So, yeah, I ended up seeing them in this tour back in the day like that. It's been 12 years now. Yeah, awesome CD. Just great digipack here. But yeah, so that's what I ended up grabbing there. Question three. Overdue. Name an older band that you checked for the first time in 2024 and loved. So that's Astrophy. First time checking out this band. What is this? 34 years later, they came up with this album, and missing out, man. What a great album! This comeback album by this Arizona band here. Thrash. Look at that clown. Killer artwork, just a killer album. Yeah, so maybe a fan. Check out their older stuff back in the 90s, early 90s or late 2000, in later 80s there and early 90s. So check out the earlier stuff, awesome stuff. So let's go to question four. Feeding the Monkey. How do you purchase most of your music? I usually go to a couple record companies here. I live in Kitchener, Ontario, so I'll go to Encore Records. Beat Goes On if I get like some used stuff. But online, I usually go to discogs.com. I usually pick up some killer stuff on there. Usually that's what I go to. Question five, Enigma. Show a heavy metal album that musically is really hard to place in a heavy metal subgenre. So I am picking up Carcass, Surgical Steel, and I think like just Carcass in general. This album, so I do have a crack in there. So yeah, so I pick up going with this album. You call it melodic death metal. You call it just straightforward heavy metal. Are they grindcore? With some of their earlier stuff, could be placed with even like death metal groove, I guess. I guess it would be something with death metal, but I guess it's a straightforward death metal album. No, it's a melodic death metal. Yes and no. Is it a groove death metal album? Yeah. So I think with that album, you could go any which way. I think Carcass in general, especially with their earlier stuff till now. Let's go to question six. Eating Crow. Talk about an album that you used to hate, but it finally clicked, and now you can't get enough of it. And I had to go with Possessed, Seven Churches, because I really hated this album for like the longest time. It took me a long time to get into it. Then one day, just finally came. I just realized these guys are just teenagers when they did this, and they're just going by what they were influenced, and being like 16, 17, maybe 18, I guess, at that time. And yeah, man, they had something going on here. The next album was like more melodic, I guess, and some people really didn't like it or hated that they went to kind of like that direction. But yeah, man, like it took me a long time to get into this album, but now I'm so happy that it clicked for me. Number seven, Impulse. Show an album that you blind buy in 2024. nowadays I don't blind buy anymore. I don't, so skip that question. Number 8, Collector Scum. Show a title that you own more than one pressing of the same format. And I have this Pantera, Far Beyond Driven. So this is probably like back in the day. I had that, and then I don't know. I guess like I end up getting this new one. I guess it's like I don't know if it's like the 20th anniversary. I'm like, does that count? Like the 20th, 30th anniversary pack, I guess. No, 2014. So yeah, so 20-year anniversary. So like, does that count? Either way, yeah, I got both the CDs. So then it's in both same format. So yeah, it counts. Next question, number 9. Show a grail, something that you really acquired in 2024. Yeah, man, it's something that I really wanted, and they cost a little bit, but whatever. I really wanted this when I first saw it. Machine Head burned my eyes. I ended up picking up this year when I saw it in the store, Best Buy. I mean, at Beat Goes On, sorry. And yeah, I had to grab this. Yeah, I am a Machine Head fan, so I had to grab that. Number 10, a plea to the VCLT gods. What is a grail item that you are on the hunt for? I wanted to get that Slayer box set, like the 40th anniversary of Show No Mercy. You know, when it came out, I think it was like the last year or the year before. When that came out, yeah, I was like, money had to go somewhere else, so I didn't end up getting it at that time. But now I want to get it, and yeah, to find it at a decent price now, like, good luck. But I don't know, I'm still crossing my fingers. I think maybe one day I'll pull the trigger on it, but we'll see what happens. Number 11, question 11 here. I'm gonna boomerang album. Show an album that no matter how many times you purged it from your collection, another copy returns to you. I'm skipping that question. Reunion. Name an artist that you lost track over time, but reconnected with you reconnected with in 2024. I gotta go with Nile. Yeah, it's band Nile. The Underworld awaits us all. Maybe a fan again. I liked their first album and their second album, and then I got off the train there for earlier on there, and then I never got back onto them. I just didn't really care what they were doing, and then yeah, kind of going back to death metal, I went back, and when I listened to this album, it kind of, yeah, it made me a fan of Nile again. And yeah, listening to this album, listen to their older stuff again, and getting some of their CDs from their older stuff as well. So yeah, so I was happy to get into the Nile train again, for sure. Number 13, Startup. Name a band whose debut album really impressed you. I don't have their CD yet. I want to get their CD, and that's Eternal. The band Eternal. I can't remember the name of the album at the top of my head. But yeah, that Eternal. I'll probably just put a thumbnail. I really want to get that album. I haven't got it yet. So let's go to 14. Influencer. Show a band release that you bought in 2024 as a direct result of watching someone's YouTube channel. And yeah, the guys from the Thralls of Metal, like Krotnik and Jim and John, always watch their stuff. And yeah, especially Krotnik, he got me into Blood Incantation. It took me a long time to get into this album. I didn't realize Author Risk produced this album. It sounds fucking phenomenal. Of course Author Risk did it, right? So Yeah, man, what a fantastic album, man. I'm happy that I stuck with it. It actually the Opeth album, the Opeth album helped me get into this album a lot more with that 70s prog thing. So yeah, so the guys from Thralls of Metal really got me to that album. Question 50, don't judge a book by its cover. Show a great album with bad cover art. And this one kind of made me laugh because I went with Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated, because it's badass, right? So you could probably say it's a bad cover, but it's so badass that like I had to pick that. Like, and then it's a great freaking album as well. So it's a badass album cover with the badass music. So what more do you want? So the word bad is in it, right? So gotta change things up a bit. Number 16, Rembrandt. Show an album whose cover art was created by one of your favorite artists. So I went with the artist's name is Dan Goldsworthy, and he did this. This is the Cannibal Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse here, his solo album. And Dan Goldsworthy does so many other bands and stuff like that. Like, I guess he does Jaspa, like Jimmy Jaspa, the guy from Hatebreed, does his artwork and stuff like that. He's done a bunch of them. I wanted to go something a little bit lesser known, but yeah, I really like. Check out that. Like, it just looks so awesome. You know, yeah, to get the copy with Corpse Grinder signing it. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, so if you haven't checked out any of Dan Goldworthy's artwork, please do so. So number 17, name an album that you would like to see reissued on vinyl or CD. I would like to see Machine Head's The More Things Change as on vinyl. Like, I have the CD, I have the cassette. I'd like to get it on vinyl. I hope to get that gets reissued one day as one of my favorite albums of all time. On vinyl, that'd be awesome. So the number 18, name an album from a genre that you typically do not listen to very much. And yeah, so I am grabbing, staying on the theme of 2024. So Jay Cantrell, I Want Blood, Alice in Chains. I don't really listen to out of grunge stuff, like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains are like the only two bands that I listen to. I don't listen to Pearl Jam, no Smashing Pumpkins, none of those bands. So those are the only two bands that I listen to. Don't listen to Nirvana. So yeah, Alice in Chains. So I went with Jerry Cantrell's new album there, I Want Blood. What we got here? Number 19. What band do you hope to see live in 2024? I'm going to go see Metallica in April in Toronto, Ontario. I want to see them last year, so I'm getting to see them this year, so I'm really hoping for that. I would like to see Opeth doing that album. That would be a cool show to go to. So let's go to question 20, the last question 20, the last question here. In closing, tell your viewers about 2 new, to me, YouTube channels that you discovered in 2024, or just shout out 2 channels you enjoy. So one channel that I just recently subscribed to, that's it's called That Metal Bloke. And yeah, that guy is really good. I forget his name. I don't know his name. Maybe I don't know his name. But yeah, I'd like to give him a shout out. Really good stuff. Probably roughly the same age as me. Probably close to late 40s, probably 50. Really knows his stuff. Really enjoy his I just really enjoy his channel. He's usually outside. He's going for a walk, and he's talking about metals that albums that he hates and everything. Sometimes he's in his house doing rankings and stuff like that. Awesome stuff. Great guy, talks better than I do. Next person I got here, or next channel I got here. This is the CD guy, Johnny Z. Yeah, he just shows anything from rock to heavy metal to some death metal, thrash metal. He'll do anything like that. Then he'll, yeah, talk about CDs. A lot of it's CDs and things like that. Reviews. Awesome guy. Johnny Z is a really good guy. So if you haven't checked out his channel, please do so as well. And yeah, please follow this trend that's going on and make your own video. Follow the heavy metal Yurgi. Just subscribe to that channel. And remember, everybody, metal never dies. Cheers.